Okay, let's see here. Oh, we can invite, Eugene also to this session. Why? Oh, hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Okay, sorry I wasn't able to stream Red Dead last week. I've just been really busy with just a lot of things right now. But, I'm gonna start streaming Red Dead again on, I'm gonna start streaming Red Dead again on Fridays. Why are you not playing GTA 5? I mean, I don't want to sound rude to you, dude, but I've made so many videos talking about this. I've talked about this on so many streams, you know, mentioned this so many times. I just don't want to talk about that right now. Hello, Untouchable. Hey, man. Hello, hello, Peanut. Yeah, unfortunate, not even a minute in, I already got asked about GTA 5. Do I like The Sopranos and who is my favorite character? Don't know if I really have a favorite character on The Sopranos. I liked a lot of the characters there. Are you feeling alright? I am, just my allergies are just bothering me a little bit, but, okay, so let me see if I can make some room in the posse. And, I just want to be clear, I haven't given up on Red Dead content. I don't want people to think that, I want to make more Red Dead content on this game. I haven't done nearly as many videos on this game as I have on, for instance, GTA Online, but it's just, right now the state of this game is really bad. Like, really bad. Like, Call to Arms helped a little bit with, like, that new survival mode, but, like, the last update is still hurting. The last update is still hurting this game really badly. There's, you know, not really much to do at the moment. So if anybody has, like, an idea for a video, let me know. I'm planning on doing a big sale on this game, but, like, I want to make content on this game. I just can't think of anything really to do. I might do, like, lore videos or something, because there's nothing really to do on Red Dead Online. How do you get so much Red Dead on cash? Just playing over time. Collector sets is mostly what I got it from. Okay, let me start up a bounty here. It's unfortunate Red Dead players have to keep waiting for good updates. Yep. Another loan sharking of a loan shark in a gaming is that loan shark in Mafia 2 that lent Vito's dad $2,000. Oh, right. You're right, awesomeness. I forgot about that guy. Bruno, I think his name was in Mafia 2. Yep. Where is the slate arrowhead? Well, the arrowheads, I think, are randomized, so you can't, like, go to a specific arrowhead anymore. It's just randomized now. Will I play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy? Probably. I've already played that game, so I know all the answers, so I don't know if it would be as fun as playing through, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, because I don't know the answers in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So, but I might do, like, the Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Trilogy, but I'll do that maybe sometime in the future, not after I finish the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, because I've done a lot of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and so I want to play a different game, when I finish that. Thank you, Android, for the super chat. Thanks, man. Hi, Professional. I first found your video, your channel in the GTA San Andreas lore, and thank you there, GD. And that's what, you know, a lot of people don't seem to understand, that is that new content seems to attract new viewers. So I do appreciate that you know, you found my channel through the San Andreas content, and that's how you found me. I'm really, you know, proud of myself for that, of being able to attract new subscribers and new viewers for new content, not just from one game. So I do thank you for that, because I just used to play the same game constantly in the past, GT Online, and so I'm just happy that I've just attracted a wider audience now. Thank you, John. I think considering how long the game's been out, Red Dead Online is loaded with content, and you can really make your own fun. I mean, in a way, if you start up the game right now, John, and thank you for the super chat, if you play right now, like as a new player, you'd have a lot of stuff to do. You have like Bounty Hunter, Trader, Collector, Naturalist, you have the story missions, but if you're like a player that's been playing since day one, you could be kind of bored right now.
Got some guns, so you ride with me. I'll cut you in.
Rockstar needs to stop focus on Red Dead and work on GTA 6 and GTA 5, not the game. It's a waste of time. They should stop posting about it. Well, thank you, Grits, for the super chat, but I don't know what you mean by... Are you meaning that they should stop focus on Red Dead? They should stop and work on GT... Well, look... This, I appreciate the super chat, but... I'll say that... Okay, saying yeah, stop Red Dead. Hello, Pearl. How are you doing today? I'm doing good, gamer. Thank you for the super chat. Look, from your comment, like, the way that I'm reading your comment, it makes it seem like you're saying that GTA 6 is being delayed partially because of Red Dead content. That's the way that at least not the way that I'm reading it. But I appreciate the super chat, but I'll say, though, that GTA 6 being constantly delayed and never revealed has almost nothing to do with Red Dead content. Red Dead content is not holding GTA 6 back by any means. Do you know what's holding GTA 6 back? It's GTA 5, not Red Dead. So in your comment, you said before that they should stop Red Dead content and work on GTA 6 and GTA 5, but it's GTA 5 that's holding back GTA 6. Shark cards, that's what's holding back GTA 5, because Rockstar, and I'm not trying to be rude about it, but it's Rockstar. The way that Rockstar sees it is they make so much money from shark cards and just making out updates like every 6 months on GTA Online. So they basically think, you know, why should we put all this effort into making a whole brand new open world game when we can just milk GTA 5 until the end of time? That's the way that Rockstar sees it, basically. So I appreciate the super chat. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but that's just and also, you know, when you say to stop Red Dead content, I hope you know there's a whole community on this game that expects content from Rockstar and plays this game passionately. Even though people are angry at Rockstar, there's a lot of people that like this game and want this game to succeed, and so telling Rockstar to stop Red Dead content is not fair to those players. I lost 1/4 of my crates and warehouse to a raid that occurred when I wasn't even registered as a CEO. I wasn't even alerted to the raid. I would send Rockstar a support ticket over that, Mario. Thank you for the super chat. GTA Online is just full of a lot of glitches as well. It's just a problem there. Okay, I'm gonna deliver him when it's 5 minutes.
Thank you.
The player base on Red Dead is like 15 people at most. Nonsense. If the player base is like 15 people at most, how come when I do Red Dead streams, I have between like 500 to 1,000 viewers watching me at most times? Sometimes I even have over 1,000 viewers when there's like a new and that's at once, not like overall. So I might have like 1,000 viewers at peak watching when there's like a new update that comes out on Red Dead. And why is it that one of my Red Dead Online videos almost has 1 million views? So it's No, there's not like 15 people that play the multiplayer in this game. Why do you wait to deliver the bounty? Thank you, Miss Kiwi Gaming, because you get more money. The longer you take, the more money you get back. I'm currently getting my room set up to get back to making content. Any advice on soundproofing a room? I mean, when I lived in my parents' house, and I recorded in my parents' house until August last year. August last year is when I moved out, so 2020. And where I recorded is I actually turned a closet into an office. That's what I did. So the place where you guys, if you guys sometimes see me with like my webcam and stuff like that, like right now, it will. In the past, you weren't able to really see it. Because it's like, I have kind of the NVIDIA thing that kind of like blocks out like the background, but when I was back at my parents' house, I was actually sitting in a closet. It was a former closet. It was renovated. So it was like a big, you know one of those big closets that you walk into, like that's like a room, not like, the small ones, the one that's like a room where, everything's hanging. Like I never really, had that in it. I already had a closet in the room itself, so I had 2 closets, so I was like, I don't need this many clothes. And so I basically thought to myself, why don't I just take out all these racks and everything like that? We just paint the walls, and we turn this into like a mini office. And that's exactly what I did. And that was like, when I was like 13 years old. So that was like all the way back in like 2008 when that was renovated into an office. And so that's basically been like, where I've had my computer ever since. So I basically turned that closet into like a mini office. And that's why that room looks kind of tight when you see me recording in there. It's because it's a closet. And it's connected to like, my larger room, there, but anyways, yes, and I'll react to the Destroy All Humans 2, a remake trailer. I'm really excited for that. But anyways, that closet, room was pretty good for like, soundproofing, because I didn't really hear anything on the outside, and I could always close the door to the room. But the only thing that I would say is that if you have like somebody that's like being noisy in your house or something like that, just if you're trying to like record like a video or something like that, just tell them like ahead of time, like I'm trying to record like a video or something like that, and I'm doing some work here and stuff like that, and that's just it. So like if my parents ever had guests over, I tell my parents like, this is the time that I'm gonna be, recording like a video and stuff like that. Please just don't make too much noise and stuff like that. I would be respectful about it, like, don't be rude about it. But that's just it. But usually it was the things that caused me, like, annoyance when I was recording. Usually it wasn't even noises from my house. It was actually noises from outside. It would be like, I'd hear cars, or, it'd be a loud thunderstorm, things that are completely out of my control. So those are things that would usually, do you play mobile games? Not really, no. Let me see here, and I gotta make some room in this posse, too. The posse is open, by the way. If anyone wants to join, the posse is open. Okay. Pro, if you made GTA and had a big player base and made lots of money, and you made Red Dead with low player base, you're gonna work on GTA, not Red Dead. Not necessarily true, because Red Dead could have a larger player base if they actually put effort into it. Oh look, it's the backwards in time glitch. Look at that. Look at the sky. Like look at how quickly it's turning night, and now it's probably gonna turn day any moment now, and it's gonna go really bright. And so these glitches have been in the game since Blood Money, and they still haven't been fixed. Look at that. It's just 30 minutes has passed in like a few seconds. And so it's gonna be morning in a few seconds. You guys will see it. The sun's gonna come up really fast in a moment here. But, what I'll basically say about that, what is this here, Railroad Baron, I don't know if I really feel like doing that right now. I think my camp is full anyways, But I'll say that just because like a game has a lower player base doesn't mean that you abandon it. And there's a point when you can only do so much on an older game. And honestly, when Rockstar does something like that, and I'm not disputing the numbers, I fully understand that more people play GTA Online than Red Dead, but you have to understand also the reason that more people play GTA Online. There's two reasons. Reason number one is that GTA is just a more well-known game. Even though Red Dead Redemption 2 is a popular game, GTA is just overall, GTA is that game that almost every single person has, basically. And number two is GTA Online has plenty of updates, while Red Dead Online doesn't have that many updates. So if Red Dead Online actually had more updates, this game would have a larger player base. So I don't like hearing that argument that, oh, you know, the game doesn't have a large enough player base. Well, it would have a larger player base if Rockstar had actually, you know, if Rockstar made more content on this game, but didn't constantly screw it over. Thank you, SQ, for sponsoring the channel. And you can,
Okay, so what are we talking about?
You can blame GTA Expanded and Enhanced for GTA 6 not coming out, Red Dead, I honestly don't see, you know, I've heard this argument before of, like, you know, people saying that, oh, GTA 6 is being delayed because of stupid Red Dead and stuff like that. Like, I see comments like that, and I'm like, seriously, really? Like, it's, if anything, GTA 6 is being delayed because of GTA 5, because Rockstar is constantly milking GTA 5. That's the reason that's being delayed, not because of Red Dead. That's so dumb. Pro, you say a lot. I know, it's a habit.
By the way, I see we have some fresh customers. Au travail.
I think that Rockstar will stop milking GTA when all the little kids that buy shark cards grow up. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be buying shark cards though, but thank you for the super chat, Kingslayer.
We wish to make a good impression. These customers have shown they have some good taste. Their palate is simple, of course, but given their lack of culture, I have to admit that they have...
The old GTAs are getting remastered. Well, that's not,
Jugs will arrive quickly, and in one piece, yes?
There's not really proof of that, Polly, that the old GTA games are being remastered. There's not enough proof there. People are, you know, pointing to this saying, oh, you know, look at this leak here, look at that. But to me, that's just not enough proof of that. I just want a new story more. Yeah, I want a new story as well. But you know, the thing is though, if you play the story in GTA 4 and then you play the story in GTA 5, it's almost like GTA 5 is like a completely different series. It's like it's not GTA. It's like they're almost two different games. Because sure, some of the gameplay is similar, but the story in GTA 4 is just so much different. And I'm not even just talking about the characters, I'm talking like the whole tone of the story. Like, GTA 4 is just such a dark and, like, you know, I don't know what the word dark and gruesome storyline. You know, that's what I would say about it. But GTA 5, it's not, there are maybe some dark moments, but not really, nothing in comparison to GTA 4, and like I said before, GTA 4 seems like they're trying to tell like a really dark criminal storyline, And GTA 5, it seems like they're trying to make you laugh more than trying to tell a serious storyline. That's, you know, what my interpretation of it was. At least the way that I saw it. Yeah, GTA 4's story was definitely much more realistic than GTA 5's story. I wonder though if GTA 4, like, I wonder if we'll ever see, like, a GTA game like GTA 4 again, like, that tone, like, you know, the very violent, gruesome, like, you know, dark tone to it. Like, if we'll ever see, like, a game like that again, because I wonder sometimes if it's due to, like, 2021, if it's due to, like, you know, how things are today, because, you know, when I was a kid growing up, a lot of games were much more violent. Games were much more violent, TV shows were much more violent and dark and stuff like that. Now today, TV shows are more happy, they're not as dark and violent and gruesome. You know, I don't know if they would release a game like GTA 4 today. I mean, even look at the cartoons. Look at the cartoons. Like, you know, kids' cartoons were very different when I was growing up than what they are today. Like Courage the Cowardly Dog, for instance. That was like a cartoon that I watched when I was a kid all the time. And I liked it a lot. And it was like a kid's show. But it was actually a pretty scary show, even though it was a kid's show. Like, for kids, it was scary. For adults, we're not really scared of Courage. But, like, when I was a kid and I watched Courage, like, some of those episodes were really scary. They, like, really scared me. But I still liked watching the show. And, even though Courage has that new movie with, like, Scooby-Doo and stuff like that today, there's, like, would a show like Courage the Cowardly Dog be on today? I don't think so. Instead of milking GTA 6, which would be a cool, enhanced GTA with a new story and everything, instead of making GTA 6, I'm sorry, which would be a cool, enhanced GTA with a new story and everything, they make an enhanced version of GTA 5. Rockstar, yep, you're right, Android. They, like I said, they have no incentive to make GTA 6 because they just feel like milking GTA 5 until the end of time. A trick I'm attempting for soundproofing is to place a custom soundproof panel on the door's windows. I'm hoping to return around early mid-October. Okay, gamer. Thank you for the super chat. Probably not because of Twitter. Yeah, well, thank you, thank you, Tricky. Thanks, man. Thank you for the super, thank you for the super chat. But it's like, you do have a point that, like, a lot of people complained about the violence and stuff like that in, like, games and movies when it used to be much more common. Oh, you plan to play Ace Attorney. Well, have you played the original Ace Attorney trilogy? Thank you, gamer, for the super chat. Like, for instance, I'll give you guys a perfect example of something really stupid that I read. 2 years ago, like around this time, it was like September, October last year. I mean, 2019, September, October 2019. I watched Rambo Last Blood, which is the 5th Rambo movie, and I liked it a lot. And do you know what happened? The critics just constantly kept attacking Rambo. They constantly kept attacking Rambo. And they weren't even attacking it for being like a bad movie. Do you know what they were attacking it for? They were attacking it saying that it's too violent. They were saying it's too gruesome. There's too much killing in this movie. There's too much shooting. There's too much decapitation. There's too much brutality. There's too much bloody scenes. There's too much of this and that and blah, blah, blah this. They're saying all these things about that. They were constantly complaining. And I read one review where one guy said that Rambo killed more people than Jason Voorhees did in Friday the 13th. One guy wrote that in a review. And this is one of the stupidest things that I could possibly read in the review. It's so dumb. It's a Rambo movie. It's gonna be violent. Every single Rambo movie is action and violence. That's what every single Rambo movie has been. It's like these people have never watched a Rambo movie, and then they review it, and they're like, oh, there's too much violence. Have you not seen Rambo 4 in 2008? Have you seen how many people died in Rambo 4? It's like, and these people are complaining about violence in Rambo 5. It's just, it's just so stupid.
You'll end up snoring.
The only Rambo movie that did not have that much violence in it was Rambo Part 1, and Rambo Part 1 was still pretty violent. Only one person died in Rambo 1, and it was the corrupt cop from the helicopter that was trying to shoot at him. That was the only person that died in the whole movie, but, like, the whole point of Rambo 1 was it was like a veteran with PTSD that was coming back from, like, the war, and he was being harassed by this cop that was just giving him a hard time, and he snapped. That was, like, the whole plot of Rambo 1. So, like, these people that are just, you know, saying, oh, it's too violent, it's too gruesome, it's just so stupid. It's like, what are they gonna do next? Like, the new Outlast game comes out, what, next year? Like, Outlast Trials? What are they gonna do? Say Outlast is too scary now, and that's the whole point of it? It's a horror game. So it's just, Well, thank you for the super chat, Peanut. Well, he still killed a lot of people even before the 50 cal scene in Rambo 4. But here's the thing. And here's what I don't like really about it. When that one stupid reviewer said that Rambo killed more people than Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. That's one of the stupidest comparisons that I've ever seen, comparing Rambo to Jason Voorhees. First of all, Jason Voorhees is an undead serial killer. That's what he is. He murders innocent people constantly. And Jason Voorhees kills people because he likes killing people. That's the whole thing about it. Rambo kills bad people because he's either doing it in self-defense or because he has no choice. That's what Rambo does. Rambo is a soldier. Rambo's a good guy. He's not a bad guy. That's the thing is, so comparing Rambo to, like, Jason Voorhees is one of the stupidest comparisons ever. And I'll tell you, I've seen every single Rambo movie, every single one. And I can't think of one innocent person that Rambo has killed in all of those movies. Every single person that I've seen Rambo kill from Rambo 1 to 5, every single person he's killed was a bad person. There's not one innocent person that I can think of him killing. Even when he killed that cop in Rambo 1, the cop was basically breaking the law because Rambo was defenseless. He didn't have any kind of weapon on him. The cop was in a helicopter firing at him with a sniper rifle, which you can't do that. You can't shoot at somebody that's running away. Rambo's behind a tree. The cop has no intention of trying to arrest him. He's just constantly shooting at him when he's behind a tree. And so Rambo throws a rock to defend himself. The cop falls out of the helicopter and dies. And then Rambo 2, you know, all the Soviet special forces that he killed, and then he also killed the NVA who were torturing, like, the American prisoners. And then Rambo 3, when he also killed the Soviet army, and then Rambo 4, when he killed, like, the Tatmadaw, who were the Burmese army, who were just, you know, murdering a lot of people. And in Rambo 5, he killed the cartel. So it was like, there's, like, every single one people that he killed in Rambo 1 to 5, these were all bad people. These were villains. Like, you know, these were bad guys that he killed in, like, all of these movies. So for, you know, the critics to say, you know, he killed more people than, like, Jason Voorhees, it's not even a comparison because, first of all, Rambo's a good guy. So all of these people that he's, like, fought were bad people in all the movies. And he even felt bad when he killed the cop. I mean, in a way, are you gonna play Bully? Greetings from Chile. I'll play it one day, Bastion. Thank you, man.
Just go to hell.
But I remember, Rambo. I remember the whole plot of Rambo: Last Blood. I remember that movie really well. And it's like, even though there were some brutal deaths in that movie, every single person that he killed in that movie was a bad person. There was not one, you know, innocent person that he killed in that whole movie.
You gonna pay rotten for this?
Can we deliver him?
Those ropes are tight, yes? Catch.
But that's probably why we'll never see like another we'll probably never see like another you know, GTA game that has like that theme, like, you know, the has that whole theme of like GTA 4. Unfortunately, we'll never see it anymore. Games today are just much more happy. GTA 5 got pulled from Target Australia shelves in late 2014 because of oh man, well, you know, it's not the government's job to it's not the government's job to ban video games. You know, it's just, you know, let the consumers decide for themselves if they want to buy a game or not. If the consumers don't like a game, let the consumers decide. It's not the government's job to interfere and regulate what video games people can and can't play. Pro, I just lost a subscriber. Don't worry about that, man. There's nothing you could have done about that. If you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing really you can do when you lose a subscriber. There's nothing really you can do about it. You know, I've lost subscribers a lot too. Like, you know, I've lost thousands of subscribers. There's nothing you can do about it. I've lost, you know, I've had people curse me out before. Like, I've had people say nasty things to me, like, because I don't play the game that they want me to play. Like, I'll play like a different game, and so they get all angry and they'll curse me out, and then when I just ignore them, they'll just unsubscribe. So, you know, when people act like that, like, you know, the best thing that I'll say is, you know, just ignore them, because like nobody that truly supports you as a content creator is gonna talk to you like that, just be nasty to you. So just don't take it personally. You know, I remember that I had this guy like last year when I started like changing around like my channel like to other stuff. Does anyone need to sell anything, by the way? I had this guy that like I remember I had this guy that like, you know, commented on one of my videos. I'm trying to remember what video it was, but he basically said that if I don't start doing more GT Online content, he's going to unsubscribe. And I responded to him, and I basically wrote to him that, like, you know, while I hate to see anybody go, you know, I'm not going to, you know, be told what I can and can't play on my own channel. And I wasn't being rude about it. I just at least said, listen, I'm gonna play whatever game I want to play. So if you want to unsubscribe and like, you know, you that's like your thing, then, you know, okay. You know, if you don't want to see any other content and you don't and you want to just see GT Online content, just watch the GT Online content. Don't watch the other content. Or if you're getting that annoyed, then I guess unsubscribe. And the guy replied back to me saying, but I've been subscribed for 2 years or something like that. And it's like, and then I replied back to him, I'm like, okay. And it's like, okay, I appreciate that you've been subscribed to me for so long, but it's at the same time is like, you're getting all pissed off at me, what, because I'm playing a different game now? I don't, like, what's the deal here? So it's, so I don't think he was expecting that response. I think he was just expecting me to just basically just say, okay, I'm just going to play whatever game you want to play, and that's it, I'm just going to give in. And so I responded basically saying, okay, you know, if you're getting all that mad like that, then I guess unsubscribe if that's, you know, how you truly feel. And so I guess he just wasn't expecting that response from me. So the point that I'm making to you is, you know, don't get all upset when somebody unsubscribes, because there's nothing you can do about it. The only time you should really care when somebody unsubscribes is if you did something bad. If you did something wrong, that's the only time you should really care about it. But if you're not doing anything wrong, you know, you're just being yourself, you're playing whatever game you feel like, and somebody's giving you a hard time about it, just don't listen to them. You just don't. Because, like, you know, some people on the internet can be really demanding, and so they constantly want to have their way. They subscribe to a channel thinking that that channel basically is only allowed to make one type of content, and then when that channel tries to make other content, they get all mad, they lash out, they start cursing and stuff like that, and so they don't get their way, and you can see when videos get dislike bombed, and then people, you know, have these negative reactions and stuff. It's the internet. There's nothing really you can do much more about it. Yeah. You would think that, you know, you would think that people, that, you know, some of these people would appreciate variety, that, you know, you see a channel doing, like, multiple games and stuff like that, that people would see, oh, they play all different types of games, so there's variety on this channel. But, unfortunately, it's not the way some people are. Some people only want to see just one type of game, and when they don't see that game pop up in their subscription box, they get really angry. I've had that happen on the Ace Attorney videos. Like, I've lost hundreds of subscribers on the Ace Attorney videos, but you know, I didn't take that personally, because I loved Ace Attorney, and I wasn't gonna give in to people that were complaining about my Ace Attorney videos, because I was gonna play whatever game I felt like playing. I like Ace Attorney. It's my favorite game of 2021, and regardless of how many views it gets, I'm still gonna play it. So it's that doesn't really matter to me. Most people only play like one game. Why? The reason for that is that games today are just much more grindier, and so people, I wouldn't say that it's an addiction, but I would say that games today are just much more grindier than they were back in the day. Like when I was a kid, like when I was a teenager, people played all different types of games. But like now today, it's like people will play like the 1 or 2 games and that's it, and they won't really play anything else. And so they'll just constantly keep playing the same game. And that's why you encounter like sweats on games. That's why you encounter sweats on like Modern Warfare. You encounter people that are like insane levels on Modern Warfare and Warzone and stuff like that, because that's all they play is Modern Warfare and nothing else. And that's why when you play Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer, and you play Heroes versus Villains, you'll see somebody that's like level 1000 of like Anakin Skywalker. It's because of that. It's because people like will just play just one game constantly and nothing else. And so you also have the same thing happen on GT Online. And so I used to be like that on GT Online. Like just look at my level on GT Online. Look at how much I've played that game. So like, I was just playing GT Online constantly. And like, whenever it's like the way these games are designed, that they're designed like specifically to make you only want to play them and like nothing else. And like a perfect example of that is that with GT Online, like whenever I would log into my PlayStation, I had some free time and stuff like that, I wanted to play like some games, I would think to myself, what do I do? Do I go on Call of Duty? Do I play some Battlefield? Do I play some Red Dead Redemption 2? Maybe I could play some Skyrim. What am I gonna play? And then I start thinking in the back of my head, I could go on GT Online and grind some money and sell some businesses. I could do that. And so, like, I start thinking about that, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on GT Online. And so I just think about the grinding on the game, and I just go on that game. And then I don't play other games. And so that happened to me for, like, some time. I finally broke out of that. I finally got out of that, and I'm like, okay, enough. I played GT Online for 450 days. That's not an exaggeration. I have 450 days played on GT Online. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm playing different games now. I'm taking a break from this because I'm playing this game way too much, and I'm bored of this game. And so that's the thing. I'll just say games today are just much more grindier than they were back in the day. And like, people have to be open to other games. People have to give other games a chance. Like, I don't see that how like, I don't personally understand that anymore, how you can just constantly keep playing the same game over and over and over again, and just that's all you want to play. But my response to that, I mainly watch your GTA, not just GTA Online videos, but I'm fine with you playing other games. Well, thank you, Mario. I do appreciate that. But, what I'll say is, like, when I see comments like that, like, when I see comments of, like, people saying, for instance, like, I want to play just GT Online and nothing but GT Online. My response to that is, okay, that's perfectly fine. If you want to play just GT Online and nothing but GT Online, then you do you. You play whatever game you want to play. However, though, don't expect other people to have that exact same view. And that's the problem there with that. Because there are people that only want to play the same game constantly and nothing else but just that same game. And if they truly want to do that, if they just want to play that same game and nothing else, okay, fine. But the problem is, those people also expect other people to follow their lead. They expect other people to also play that same game and only that same game. And that happens, all the time. And so when they see their friends start playing other games besides that one game that they're playing, or they even see YouTubers that they're following start playing other games besides that one game that they're playing, they get all mad. And it's like a negative reaction develops inside. And it's like, why aren't they playing the same game I'm playing? And it's just that. Oh, there was a super chat. I'm sorry if I didn't see it. I see it now. To be fair, Red Dead Redemption 2 had its dark moments like Sean's fate and the burning of Braithwaite Manor. Yeah, but that's like one, like, Red Dead Redemption 2, how do I put it? It's weird the way that I would describe it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a more mature game than Grand Theft Auto 5. That's just what I would say. this is, you know, this is a more mature game. Like, I don't know how to put it. They're both M-rated games, but I think we can all agree that Red Dead Redemption 2 is a much more mature game than Grand Theft Auto. Like, Grand Theft Auto has a lot of ridiculous, you know, stuff in it. Red Dead Redemption 2 is just more serious overall. Awesome job on Vice City Stories. Much respect. Thank you, Nate. But, like, I mean, look at Saints Row 2, for instance. Like, Saints Row 2... Oh, great, I fell... In Saints Row 2, there was a lot of really gruesome scenes in Saints Row 2. And you would be surprised that a lot of people, they played Saints Row 3 and 4, but they never played Saints Row 1 and 2. And they would be surprised at how gruesome Saints Row 2 was. Like, Saints Row 2 had some brutal things in it. Like, remember that mission in Saints Row 2 where Carlos gets tied to the back of the Brotherhood truck, and so they're driving down the road at full speed with him? You remember that? And then they cut him up so badly on the road that he's in such a bad state that he's almost not going to survive, and the boss just basically puts Carlos out of his misery, just shooting him in the head, because he's just so badly torn up. Like, they don't even show Carlos's face fully in that scene, because of just how brutal and nasty it was. And then they had that scene also, where, the boss took Meryl's girlfriend, Jessica, put her in the trunk of a car, and then drove her to a monster truck rally, and put the car there and watched the car get crushed while the person was inside the trunk. And basically, he tricked the other gang boss into murdering his own girlfriend and crushing his girlfriend to death. That was in Saints Row 2. Now, can you imagine a scene like that in the Saints Row reboot? I can't. There was also the scene where they buried Shogo alive. They throw the guy into a coffin, and they bury him alive while he's screaming, and he suffocates to death. That is, like, one of the most brutal deaths that I've seen in the game. Can you imagine, like, a game doing that today, like an open-world game? Not really. And so, like, the tone of 2008 had for, like, these games in comparison to today is very different. I feel like when I look at the Saints Row reboot, and I look at, like, GTA 5, I feel like they're trying to appeal to younger gamers more than they're trying to appeal to adult gamers. So at least that's the reaction that I get from it personally, from me. When it's like 3 minutes delivered to target. Yes, it did. Go on YouTube ever and type in Saints Row 2 Shogo death scene. Just type in Saints Row 2 coffin death scene, Saints Row 2 burial scene, or something like that, and it'll come up. There's like a scene where they bury a guy alive in Saints Row 2. It's like the most brutal death ever. That was in Saints Row 2. A lot of people can't believe that was in a Saints Row game, but that was. And this was like all serious. The guy was screaming. It was like one of the most darkest moments ever. So that was that's how violent Saints Row used to be. The most brutal death is Henry in Mafia 2, but yeah, Henry, you know, that's 2010 game, so kind of in the past too. Thank you, Awesomeness. And the thing is, when Henry was all cut up, I couldn't tell if Henry was still alive or if he was dead at that point. Like when they when Vito and Joe looked at him, like I couldn't tell if Henry was still alive or not in that scene. Frankly, I like it when you have a lot of variety on videos on your channel. Thanks, man. Social media ruined gaming. Well, social media ruins a lot of things. I mean, look at what's going on with social media right now. You have that stupid, idiotic thing on TikTok where they're basically encouraging like kids to like destroy bathrooms and then take pictures of it and put it on TikTok. That's like one of the dumbest things that I've heard of. So like, you know, the media, the mainstream media, they talk about like they talk about how, you know, violent video games cause real-world violence and stuff like that and all this other nonsense, but is the mainstream media gonna talk about, like, are they gonna talk about, like, social media, for instance? Are they gonna talk about, like, you know, stuff like that on social media, on like, how, like, TikTok, there's a stupid challenge on TikTok going around that's basically encouraging vandalism? They might cover the story here and there, but they're not gonna cover it nearly as much as the violent video game story. You know why? Because the mainstream media uses social media also to promote themselves, and so they're not going to criticize social media for that. If anything, social media is just way more. Social media causes way more destruction and just way more destruction and bad things than video games will ever do. So it's just that. And the fact, and I understand it's not entirely TikTok's fault, but when idiots on your platform are basically encouraging vandalism and you're doing absolutely nothing about it, then it kind of is your fault at that point. Casa's death in Liberty City Stories was really messed up. Yeah, I had a video on that. It was the most brutal death, the most brutal mission, the darkest and most brutal mission in a GTA game ever. That's what the video is called on my channel. You have a camp ready to sell? Okay, we can help you, Brandon. And can you also invite YL, Brandon? Let me, I can help you sell your camp now. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I'll say, is like one of those few games that's like that wasn't afraid to like have brutal moments in it. But there are a lot of other games that are afraid for that, afraid to have brutal moments. And the thing is, though, is like when you played through GTA 4, you felt almost like the game taught you like a lesson in GTA 4 when you beat it, that crime doesn't pay. That, like, you know, living that type of life is just really bad. And you're gonna either end up in prison, or you're gonna end up dead, or something else bad is gonna happen. That's the type of lesson that, like, you know, at least I thought that GTA 4 was telling. But, like, what kind of lesson is GTA 5 telling you? Really nothing. Like, GTA 5 leaves off on a happy ending. And I know people are gonna say, but you can kill Trevor and Michael. Isn't that, like, a sad ending, too? No, because they're just one stupid mission, and they're not even canon. The real canon ending is the when they all survive, and it's confirmed by GT Online, just with the casino DLC confirmed that was the canon ending. So it's there's GTA 5 is overall like a happy ending, happy atmosphere to it. But you know, in GTA 4, it doesn't matter what ending you do in GTA 4. Both of the endings are really messed up and sad. Like the Roman ending, the deal one, that one's the saddest one. That ending was just so depressing. Like, you didn't feel like you accomplished anything at the end of the game. It made you feel so down. It wasn't even like a bad ending. It wasn't like you know, I actually liked it in a way, even though the ending was like really sad, because it made you feel like you didn't accomplish anything. Like, you never, like, Roman died, you killed Dimitri, but like, now what? It's just, it was just sad. Oh yeah, they're definitely not going to make a game like Manhunt today. They're definitely not going to make that. And the thing is, I want to play Manhunt on my channel, but I'm also scared to play that on my channel, because I'm scared of YouTube, like, striking the videos. Because I've, when I played Call of Duty World at War, and I played that, what was it? I played it, last year. Last June or July, I played it. And so I only uploaded one video. People might remember. I only uploaded one video. It was the first mission, Semper Fi. It was the mission, it was that mission where you get captured by the Japanese, and so you're getting tortured by the Japanese. That was the mission. And so, like, this is the part where Roebuck comes in, kills the guy from behind, but also where the guy slits the Marine's throat. That was the scene. And then, like, you basically fight your way off Macon Island, you get in the boat and escape. I uploaded that mission. What happens is, the video's up for like 2, maybe 3 hours, video gets taken down by YouTube. I get a strike on my channel, like a strike, an actual strike. And YouTube informs me that apparently I violated the harmful and brutality policy, that my video is harmful and brutal. That's what YouTube said. I didn't curse in the video, I didn't say anything bad. I just played through the first mission of Call of Duty World at War. That's all I literally did in that. And that was just it. And so they said that Call of Duty World at War was apparently too violent and too brutal of a game. And so I got a strike on it. If I got a strike on Call of Duty World at War, I can't imagine how YouTube would react if I played Manhunt. So that's just, that's the way it is. Like, modern games, like, new games that come out today, like, you don't really have to worry about a strike on them because, like, it's, like, mostly everyone is playing them and they're pretty popular. But, like, older violent games, you have to watch out for strikes on that happening. That's the problem. And YouTube is basically... YouTube is acting like a censor in a way. That's like, when they do stuff like that, because, that was a video game. That's what it was. It was a video game. And so they're complaining about harmful and brutal stuff, but that was a video game. And so I don't understand it. But, you know, this was like, this was also based on real events. Like, the characters in World at War are, like, fictional. But it's based on, this is based on World War II. This is that mission was based on the Pacific Campaign. And American prisoners of war, Australian prisoners of war, British prisoners of war, they suffered really badly under the Japanese. The Japanese tortured a lot of prisoners. And so they had that scene in World at War. That really happened. So, like, you know, when YouTube censors that stuff, that's censoring history in a way. And that's what's kind of messed up about that. So I was just so disappointed when they took down my World at War playthrough, because I really wanted to play through that game. It's my favorite Call of Duty. And so I was just disappointed in that. I could drive this wagon if you want, Brandon. Okay, let me see here. Where am I gonna go here? Oh, it's not that far. It's pretty close. Did they fix poker and Red Dead Online? What do you mean? Manhunt was actually banned in Australia a year after its release. They didn't even bother releasing the sequel here. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's like I said, it's not up to the government to regulate what games you can and can't play. That's up to the consumer. The same thing goes with movies. It's not up to the government to regulate that. It is up to the consumer. The consumer has the right to decide. If the consumer doesn't like a product, they don't like, you know, a specific game, don't play it. That's it. Simple as that. It's so stupid. They're trying to constantly ban it. Something. I don't know, Matthew. I don't think that Call of Duty, I'm gonna play through Call of Duty Vanguard when it comes out. I'll do a story playthrough of it. I don't think it's gonna get struck. I don't think so. Like World at War did. Even though World at War is a World War II game, the reason I don't think it's gonna get struck is because Vanguard is a new game. It's coming out, you know, this year. It's a very popular game. Millions of people are gonna play it, and so the big YouTubers are gonna play that game 100%. The big YouTubers are gonna play that game, and so they're not gonna risk striking the big YouTubers. And so I think it's gonna be safe to play Vanguard. So but the thing about it is, when I had that Call of Duty World at War video, like, struck, I tried to talk to YouTube support about it, and they would never give me a clear answer on why my video was taken down. They would just keep saying harmful and brutal policy. I would ask them to explain, and they refused. So they would never give me, like, a clear explanation on why the video was even taken down. And the thing is, I even pointed to other YouTube channels. There were YouTube channels that had, like, millions of subscribers. that played the exact same mission as me. They did the exact same level as me. The only difference is I had my face cam. They had their face cam too, but we played for the exact same mission in the game. And so there was other YouTubers that did the exact same mission. They didn't get struck, but I got struck. And so I literally brought that to YouTube support. I sent them an email. I got like 4 different YouTube channels that I found that did the exact same mission as me in World at War. And I said, why am I getting struck? And why are these YouTube channels that, you know, they have these videos up too? And the thing is, though, YouTube just responded back saying that we can't comment on other channels or something like that. And I just replied back to him. I'm like, this is the exact same mission that they're doing that I did, but I got struck for this. And then the YouTube rep just like sent me like a link, and he said, if you think that they violated YouTube's policies, you can report them here or something like that. It's like, no, I don't want to report anyone. I don't want to get anyone banned. The only point that I was making is I was saying that these were larger channels, were playing the exact same mission as me, and they didn't get struck, but I got struck. That was the point that I was making. I wasn't trying to get anyone in trouble. But it was just, YouTube was just being stupid in that case. Not giving me a clear response, and just... I'm so pissed about that still, even a year later, because I really wanted to play World at War on my channel. Hey, Professional, would I play the Witcher series? I don't know. I'm not really into that game, Maria. The only RPG that I've really ever been into was the Elder Scrolls. Well, Fallout 2, but Elder Scrolls, you know, that kind of style. Yeah, it happens, Saucer Cats. One moment here. Okay. Bro, what is Dutch's political ideology? I explained Dutch's political ideology in look up my video, was Dutch really a bad person, or did he change? It almost has like 1 million views now. It's like an hour-long video. In that I explain exactly what Dutch's political ideology is. And I explain what his viewpoint is. Hi, Pro, do you think growing on YouTube is just luck, or is there a tactic also? Can you remember when you first started to grow on YouTube and what it was like? I actually do remember it really well. Thank you for the super chat, TR18. Here's what I would say. I would say that growing on YouTube is, maybe I'd say like 30% luck and like 70% skill. So there's a little bit of both involved into it. I think there's way more skill in it than luck, but luck, the part that's luck is like the part YouTube recommending your videos. You know, YouTube recommending you with the algorithm. That's the part that you get lucky on. But YouTube has more skill involved in it than luck. Like me personally, like I got lucky at first when I started, because when I did like, you know, my first videos on like GTA Online when gun running came out in like 2017, those videos blew up in views. And so like I had gotten like what 400 subscribers in like a year and a half, and then I got another 400 subscribers in 1 week. Just from like the gun running videos. And so, you know, I started taking off with that. I started making more content. So when you get that's basically how most YouTube channels start, is they get that first viral video that they make that kind of blows up, and then they start getting an audience from that. And when you get more people that watch your channel, the more chances your video gets recommended, and then the more that you grow over time. So that happens. But it definitely takes skill in it, because somebody might have like one viral video and they might get some initial subscribers, but then they might completely fall down because they're not making like good content, or you know, they kind of give up or stuff like that. So you have to make good content that people are willing to watch. I mean, I've had people tell me this before. I've had people tell me, in like people that I know that have told me that what I do isn't a real job, and they told me that I just sit and I just play video games, and you know, they say that that it's all luck and that it's not skill or anything else like that. But I beg to differ, because it's like the amount of time that I've put into YouTube, like building up this channel for 6 years, that's not easy. And I've had a lot of stress along the way too. Like, you know, people think that YouTube like isn't work. They don't think that it's a job, or you know, they don't think it's stressful at all. YouTube is definitely less stressful than my previous job. Like my previous job when I worked in retail, you know, I dealt with a lot of stuff there. A lot of bad stuff that I dealt with, like, you know, terrible management. Management at the end was pretty good, but initially terrible management. You know, terrible customers, terrible hours, horrible pay, horrible manual labor. You know, YouTube, it's much better than that. But this idea that there's no stress or anything like that, and that there's no work involved, is just nonsense. Now, the playthroughs that I do, when I do playthroughs of, like, games, those are generally the most easy to do videos, because I'll just play through the game and edit them out. But when I do, like, lore videos and stuff like that, those aren't easy to make. The reason that it takes me, like, so many weeks to make a lore video is because I have to do a lot of research. I have to, like, really look into the character. Like, I know the character already pretty well, but I have to rewatch the cutscene several times, see if I've missed anything, play through a lot of the missions to just see if I've missed anything, record a lot of commentary, record all the clips, get them all together, put the right clips into the moment, put the commentary over the clips, do all of that, put any special effects into the video, make a thumbnail. I gotta upload the video. When I upload the video, I also have to watch the video several times, make sure there's no grammar mistakes, make sure there's like no mistakes in the video, there's no editing mistakes or anything like that. And you know, this takes, like, you know, depending on the type of video that you make, this can take, you know, days, weeks, sometimes even months, depending on the type of video. Like the one video that I made on Little Hope, I don't know if you guys remember it, like, you know, the real history behind, like, you know, Little Hope. That video took me like 4 or 5 months to make. Like, it was like I was slowly making that video over like a 4 or 5 month period. And then the Dimitri video that I made, the real reason that Dimitri betrays Nico, that video took me like 2 months to make. So, some of these videos are just really hard to make, and those top 5 videos that I made, like used to make in the past, like on GT Online, those weren't easy. Like, I would make one every single week, and they would take me, sometimes they would take me several days to like edit, and so I'd be up till like 7 o'clock in the morning the previous night before I uploaded them on Saturday, just editing those videos. So, there's like, what's the challenge here? Let me see. Wild animal kills. Nah, screw that. That challenge sucks. Do you, Saucer, do you know of any, like, you know, events coming up, like anything like Cold Dead Hands or anything like that eventually coming up? But, you know, this is like, you know, you should sell all your collector sets. I will, Rob, at the end of the week, though. But, like, you know, it eventually is a lot of hard work and stuff like that, and like, you know, the best comeback that I think you can give to people, when people tell you that YouTube is easy, when they tell you that YouTube is easy, that it requires no work, and all you do is just sit there and play video games, then tell them this. Tell them this. If it's so easy, then why don't you do it? That's, you know, that's what I've always basically said. If it's so easy, then why don't you do it? Because it's like, think about that. If YouTube really was the way these people describe it, you just sit there and play video games and get paid, then who wouldn't do that? Everybody would do that. So, like, my response to those people that say that, like, YouTube isn't a job, or that YouTube isn't work, well, why aren't you doing it then? It's, you know, you try to do it. Well, you inspired me to start, my main, YouTube, so thank you. Well, no problem, TR. What is Day of Reckoning again? That's the bounty challenge, right, Saucer? Lore videos are over an hour long as well. Editing, recording, and polishing, all of that takes time. My 1-minute video memes tend to take about an hour. Yeah, so, you know, thank you, Chaz. I don't think that people realize the amount of effort that sometimes goes into these videos. And the thing is, though, is, the guy that I felt the most bad for, does anybody else have anything to sell, by the way? drink here. The guy that I felt the most bad for on YouTube was Angry Joe. When I watched Angry Joe, I felt so bad for that guy. And the reason that I felt so bad for him was because people were constantly demanding him to make angry reviews, like every single week. And if he didn't make an angry review like every week, some of these people would like lash out at him, curse him out, and just treat him so badly. And like and the thing is though is I watched his video when he said that he was going on vacation for like a month or something like that, and people got so angry at him and like disliked bombed the video and just said like you have a vacation every day and stuff like that. You just play video games and stuff. We want angry reviews and stuff like that. Don't go on vacation. And I'm like, you know, how dare you tell somebody that they'd have no right to go on vacation? But it's I felt so bad for him because these people that, you know, watch these videos, like Angry Joe said a video, he said in that video a quote that I'll never forget. And he said specifically, when you make a 20-minute video, the people that complain think that a 20-minute video takes 20 minutes to make. And Angry Joe is 100% right on that. The people that, like, you know, complain about, like, you know, more YouTube videos, they watch a video that's like an hour long. And they think that hour-long video takes like an hour to make. Well, that's so nonsense. That does not take an hour to make an hour-long video. That's just, it's way longer than that. It's 10 times longer than that, depending on the type of video that you're making. You know, I'll tell you something. My lore videos, those videos take me usually a month to make. If I didn't do the playthroughs, I could probably do them quicker because I'd have more time on my hands, but I don't want to cut the playthroughs. I like doing the playthroughs because I like doing those also. But I'll tell you something. When I watch Angry Joe's reviews, like his video game reviews, I see, like, the costumes that he gets, like, all the special effects that he gets, the commentary that he records, the fact that he has to play through the entire game, he has to play from start to finish, complete the whole story in the game, try to do all the activities that he's reviewing, like, try to multiplayer in, like, these games and stuff like that, the fact that he has to play through the entire game, and sometimes I feel like he doesn't have the opportunity to truly enjoy a game because he's rushing to do the reviews, but the amount of effort that Angry Joe puts into these reviews, these take, I guarantee you, just looking at those reviews take weeks for him to make. And he probably doesn't have a lot of sleep. He probably doesn't sleep a lot. That's just judging by the content that he makes. And so these people, how, like, they get all nasty to him, and they are expecting, like, an angry review every week. If these people were the ones that had to make those angry reviews, they would go crazy themselves, of just the amount of work that goes into that. So I don't think that they truly realize just how much work and effort goes into something like that. I've seen the trailer for Destroy All Humans 2 remake. I have a reaction video on that coming up, probably tonight. Have you considered taking a vacation? Yes, but probably not, because I don't know where I'd really go. I haven't, if you want to know the last time that I've been on vacation, the last time I was on vacation was 11 years ago. I have not been on vacation in 11 years. So that was the last time that I was actually on vacation anywhere. And that was in Poland, the last time that I was on vacation. It was 11 years ago. But, one place that I wanted to go to on vacation, I wanted to go to, and I didn't even want to go in the summertime. I wanted to go in the winter. I wanted to go to Hokkaido in the winter. If you guys know where Hokkaido is, that's the northernmost province in Japan. It's the northernmost island in Japan, very snowy island, and I wanted to go there in the winter time. That's where I wanted to go on vacation. Some people are like, you want to go to a snowy place on vacation? Yeah, that's the type of, where I would like to go for vacation for me personally. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes, but that's where I'd like to go.
I'm your boss's partner.
Okay, hang on, let me see. You need to help selling a moonshine here.
Your boss and I, we're going places.
Okay, I left the posse. Okay, I was a little glitched there. Maybe one day, Enchanted. But I'll tell you something. when I've had people tell me, like, for instance, that, like, you know, they tell me that what I do isn't a job, and they tell me, like, you know, what you do on YouTube, that's not a work, it's not a real job, and they tell me, like, you know, get a real job and stuff like that, like, you know, that used to make me feel like crap. It would make me feel really bad, because I would put all this work and effort into it. I would spend countless nights editing videos, like, not getting that much sleep, sometimes getting maybe 2 hours of sleep even, you know, this... because I just spent all night, like, that Jerry video that I made, like, you know, the Jerry video, like, who ratted out Jerry? You know what time I went to bed when I finished making that video? 11:30 a.m. That's when I went to bed. That's how long I stayed up. And people are probably wondering, why did you stay up that late to make that video? Because I promised people that that video would be up that day. And so I wanted to keep my promise. And so even if I got that little sleep, I wanted that video to be up. And so, you know, I ended up going to sleep. I woke up 8 p.m. that day. After I uploaded the video, and I went to sleep. And that was that. But it's you know, I just I just really don't like that personally, that somebody, like, you know, somebody telling me that, like, you know, all the effort and the work that I do, that's not a job. Okay. Why, can you tell, Eugene to leave a posse? Because Saucer wants to invite, What are your thoughts on the GTA Trilogy Remastered? There's not really proof of that, Paul. I don't really see proof of that. What would you rate Red Dead Online from 1 to 10? Maybe 7. Because I would say it is an enjoyable experience, but it doesn't have that much content to it. Oh, why don't I have a lantern on my horse? Good point. I don't even know why. I used to have a lantern on my horse, but it disappeared. Good point. Maybe one day, Duster. Maybe Rodrigo. You know what's more broken than the Mark II? Someone using thermal vision on a laser or Hydra to spawn and kill you over and over again. Yeah. And that's one reason that I don't really play GTA Online much anymore. Theory, Colombians in GTA 3 are Diaz's old gang. I don't know. Thank you, Opinionated. But do you know what happens to Diaz's gang in Vice City? They're Tommy's gang. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is that a lot of the guys that work for Tommy are Diaz's former gang members. Like, if you notice, the people that Tommy has in the cutscenes that are standing in the background are the same people that stood in the background protecting Diaz. So those are the, when he had Mike, for instance, Mike, that was one of the guards that worked for Tommy. Mike was Diaz's bodyguard. Mike is a parody of Ernie in Scarface, who was Frank's bodyguard but later became Tony's bodyguard. I can drive this for you, hang on. What is PS5 for Red Dead? Well, you can play backwards compatible right now on it, but there's no PS5 version, at least not officially announced. Hey, Gene. Okay, I can drive this here. I'll take this to a drop off then. Can you play PS3 games on a PS4? No. Only if they're down, like kind of like HD remasters, or you play it for PS Now. Cholos were in Vice City. They were the gun runners. The gun runners? Are you talking about those people that Phil Cassidy has you kill? Those were the Cholos? I don't really think so. But thank you for the super chat, opinionated. Butcher Creek, okay. Not to be rude, but why do you wear a hat in your streams? It's a signature mark of my channel. That's something that I do on my channel a lot. I guess we're just being let through. On my YouTube channel, if you're new to my channel, 1 year ago, I decided to expand my channel in like a different direction. And so I started like, you know, playing other games and doing different content. And so I was planning on doing playthroughs on my channel because I always wanted to be a playthrough channel. I never wanted to be just a GTA Online channel. Even though I liked that game, I never wanted to be just a GTA Online channel. I always wanted to play a variety of games. And so I thought to myself, how could I make my channel different on, you know, different than a lot of other people? And I thought to myself, why don't I do something unique where I'll try to dress up as the characters in the game that I'm playing as and stuff like that. And so that's what I ended up doing. And so like whenever I play a game, I'll always try to my best to try to make a similar outfit to the main character in the game. Sometimes I even have multiple outfits for one playthrough. Can you put a PS4 disc in a PS5? Yes, you can. Playing other games has got to be one of the best decisions you ever made as a YouTuber. Cool outfits. Thank you, man. Oh, I should probably buy that pass also. I don't even have that pass yet. Okay. You know, it's not really, you know, it's not really like a, I don't think, I honestly don't think that you can really change an accent in 2 years. I don't think it's possible. You know, it's something that happens. Accents, it's possible for accents to change, but it also depends on the person. Because some people, they will, they will develop an accent depending on where they move, and they will like develop it over time. And some people, their accent will never change, no matter how long they live in a specific area, even if the area they live in is like a completely different accent and culture. Like for instance, Vic Vance, like. Does anybody know what kind of accent Vic Vance had in Vice City? Like, what was that? Like, he has generally an American accent in Vice City stories, but, like, in Vice City, what kind of accent was that? I don't know what kind of accent that was. If anybody knows, let me know. I don't know what type of accent that was, but I don't think anybody can change their accent like that in 2 years. I don't think that that's really possible. So it's, no, I know that Vic is Vic is a Dominican American, but Vic is born in in America though. So Vic is a Dominican American. He was born here. That's why he has, an American accent in Vice City stories. He says his dad is from the Dominican Republic. So, but was that a Dominican accent that he had in Vice City stories? I don't know if that was, but it's, anyways, the point that I'm getting, I mean, in Vice City, not Vice City stories, the point that I'm getting is I don't think it's possible for somebody to change their accent in 2 years like that. And Lance's accent did not change at all. But the reason that Vic's accent is so different in Vice City is because that was Vic Vance before they decided what to do with him. So it's, I doubt that he would just change his accent like that. Like, it's just, he lived in Vice City, so it's like, what exactly, how exactly would his accent change? I don't understand. Let me start my posse here. But the thing is, though, is like, I moved to the Midwest, like, a year ago. And, like, people here have generally different accents than people in New York. That's where I'm from. And so, here, like, there's, like, some slang where people start talking differently and stuff like that. And so, I have actually picked up on some of the slang. Like, I've said ope a lot more times. Ope is basically like a, instead of saying O, people would say O on the East Coast, but, here they say ope. And they would say, like, what is it? They would say you betcha. That's like another thing that's common here. And, like, I've said that from time to time, too. But, like, and it was almost like a natural kind of thing. Like, it was like an automatic response. Like, I didn't even realize that I was saying it. So it's like I've picked up on the slang a little bit living here for a year. However, though, I can't really see my accent changing. Like, a lot of people, they know that I'm from the East Coast. Like, a lot of people here. Like, when I talk to them, like, some people know that I'm from New York, but other people just know that I'm from the East Coast. But, and generally, it's not even, like, my accent, but it's the way that I talk. It's like people say that I talk way too fast. Like, a lot of people will just say that, like, you talk way too fast and stuff like that. Like, are you from here? And I'm like, no, I'm from New York. But it's like, so it's like, people can tell in a way. But, like, in relation to, like, Vic Vance, I don't think that it's, I don't think that, like, somebody could change their accent 2 years like that. It's just, and the way that Vic's accent changed like that, it's just, too, Do you think that if Rockstar does release these remasters that will change the music due to licensing and replace tracks with Circo Loco Records? I heard about that there was like a song that was removed from GTA 5 the other day because of copyright or something like that. Why don't you have a New York accent? Well, that's the thing, is some people tell me that I do have a New York accent. I don't know if I do have a New York accent even though I'm from New York. Some people tell me I have a New York accent, other people tell me I don't. But it's, I've had people that could tell here. Like, people here in the Midwest, they could tell that I was from New York. Like, they knew. Like, I didn't even say it. So it's, I don't know. But it's, but, like, the real, like, the thick type of New York accent that you tend to hear, like, you'll hear it in, like, downtown Manhattan, like, mostly, and it'll be, like, that type of accent that usually for where you hear that type of accent mostly is gangster movies, unfortunately. That's where people hear it, like, Italian mafia movies and stuff like that, people will hear, like, the accents, they'll see, like, hey, like, Tony, stuff like that, like, those types of accents. That's like, that's generally like a New Yorker accent, like, accents like that. And the thing about that is that people assume that it's like, that everyone that has that type of accent is a gangster when it's not true. It's false. There's plenty of people that have accents like that have nothing to do with crime whatsoever. It's just, that's just what a New Yorker accent tends to sound like. And so people, like, associate it with gangsters all the time because they hear, like, the gangster accent, they hear, like, they hear, like, Vito in Mafia 2, and they hear, like, these people, these gangsters in GTA 4, and, like, the Sopranos. Well, Sopranos are New Jersey, but they'll hear, like, these guys, and so they think that that's, like, a gangster accent. But it's not really a gangster accent. It's more of a New York, New Jersey accent. And the thing is, though, is I actually know a few people in New York that have accents like that. You know how the people in the Sopranos talk? I know people like that have accents like that I grew up with. But the thing is, though, is it's one of the people that I know that has an accent like that. Their parents are actually from Russia. So this idea that this is just like Italian New Yorkers that talk like that is nonsense. There's plenty of New Yorkers that are not Italian that have accents like that. You just tend to hear it in the mafia movies. People hear it in the mafia movies, in the mafia games, and so they think that's a gangster accent, but it's not. It's just a New Yorker accent. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, but I don't sound like it. I sound more American than I do Puerto Rican. Well, everybody has like a different accent. Like, you know, like I generally, me personally, I generally think I don't have a New York accent. Like, you know, some people say I do, but you know, I guess it's not as noticeable as like, you know, other people. Like, other people will have much more thicker accents than me, but you know, everybody's different. And thank you, Android, for the super chat as well. Thank you, man. Cousin, let's go bowling.
You brought this trouble on yourself.
I'm from Brooklyn, but I grew up mostly in Queens. Oh, there's a super chat. I'm sorry. I grew up half of my life in Queens until I was about 13 years old, and then I moved over to Long Island. My family moved over. It was Can't Hold Back. You're loving my. Yeah, that was the song. Tricky. Thank you for the super chat. That was the song that got taken out.
You're as good as Barry, cocksucker. Get up on him.
Can't we get this target over here? Let's wait down the timer on this. Saucer, are there any like PvP modes coming up anytime soon now? My favorite gangster movie? Oh, that's easy. Scarface.
Damn. Cut me loose, goddammit. Good Lord.
Fool's Gold in 18 minutes, okay. But here's what I'll say about is this getting more content than GTA 5? No, not by any means. But about Scarface, what I'll say about what I'll say about Scarface is when Scarface first came out as a movie, that movie got such bad reviews. Like, that movie got really terrible reviews. People are saying it's too violent, too gruesome. But then years later, people came back to it and just realized just how much of a good movie it was. It was one of Al Pacino's best works. I personally think Al Pacino's best role was Tony Montana. I know some people say Al Pacino's best role was Michael Corleone, but I think his best role was Tony Montana. That's just my opinion. Anyways, you know, what I'll say is that about Scarface is what I like about that movie a lot is that movie is really an anti-crime movie. It's not that movie is not a pro-crime movie by any means. It's not like it's not meant to glorify gangsters by any means. But the problem is that you have like a lot of these like, you know, teenagers that like watch Scarface and they're like, oh, Tony's cool and everything like that, when they don't even realize, you know, the whole message in that movie. Because, you know, think about it. And I'm gonna say a major spoiler here. So if you didn't see Scarface and you plan on seeing it, you know, turn off the stream right now, because I'm gonna say a major spoiler about it. But, you know, here it goes. Warning, spoilers coming up right now. Tony dies at the end of Scarface. He gets killed by Sosa hitmen in the mansion when his mansion is getting all shut up. Now, the thing is though, what did Tony get killed for in Scarface? Tony got killed in Scarface for the one good thing that he did in the entire movie. Throughout the entire movie, all he did was bad things. He did bad things the entire movie. And the one good thing that he does in the whole movie is what he gets killed for when he doesn't want to blow up the car that has the kids in it. That was like the one good thing that he did in the entire movie, and he gets killed for it. And the whole message in that was, it shows you how ruthless like the drug lords are. It shows you how evil these people are. Like, you know, Tony's a bad guy, but Sosa, on the other hand, Sosa's pure evil. And that's the difference between them. There's a difference. There's a difference between a bad guy and somebody who's evil. Tony's a bad guy, but I wouldn't say that Tony's evil. He's just not a good person. But Sosa, on the other hand, is evil. And so that distinction is really clear, especially in that scene. That Tony has limits. Tony has limits on what he'll do. He's not, you know, as bad as Tony is, he's not gonna kill kids. And that was the whole thing. They were in the movie. They were planning on killing this guy that was going to give a speech at the United Nations about the drug lords. And the guy was going to specifically single out Sosa. They put a bomb in the guy's car. We're following him, and then the guy's kids get in the car. Tony doesn't want to detonate the bomb because the kids are in the car, and so he kills Sosa's hitman. And Sosa gets really angry, and then just sends like a hit squad over and kills him. That's the whole point in the movie. Like one person said in the comments, it's proof that crime doesn't pay. And that's like a really good example. It's like that, like, you know, the movie basically starts out with him having nothing. When he comes to America, he's, you know, he has almost nothing. He escaped from Cuba, and he works his way up. He gets everything, basically. He does it illegally through the drug trade, but, you know, he works his way up. He has everything he could, somebody could possibly want, and then he loses it all at the end of the movie. He kills his best friend. His sister dies. You know, it's just, it also shows what drugs do to a person. So it's just, Scarface was a very, you know, a very anti-crime, anti-drug movie. It was not a pro-drug or pro-crime movie by any means, but people don't realize that when they see it. They watch the movie, they're like, oh, Tony's a cool guy and stuff like that, but they don't even realize that the message that the movie is setting in the first place. But here's the thing. If you've seen the Scarface movie, but you've never played the Scarface game, you have to play the Scarface game, because the Scarface game, that one kind of focuses on crime. You know, it has a different message in the movie, but the game is also really good. The game is actually a sequel to the movie, and it happens where Tony survives and then basically goes on a rampage and revenge to get everyone that screwed him over. When I remember when people were talking about Scarface for years, like, and they were basically saying, like, you know, well, what if Tony told Sosa that there was kids in the car? Maybe Sosa would have reacted differently, because Tony, you know, he flipped out on Sosa when he was all on drugs and everything like that, and so Sosa got really angry at him with that, and told him that he warned him before. But the thing is about it is, even if you had that same situation and Tony was just completely, you know, not on drugs, Tony was just completely sober and everything like that, he was perfectly, you know, good state of mind, and he was on the phone with Sosa. Even if he told Sosa that the reason he didn't detonate the bomb was because there was kids in the car, then I guarantee you that Sosa would not have cared still either way. Sosa would have wanted that car destroyed regardless of whether it had kids in the car. And if you played the Scarface game, at the very end of the Scarface game, he actually confronts Sosa on it and tells him that there was kids in the car, and Sosa tells him that it doesn't matter, basically. He tells him that when you are a drug lord, that you have to be ruthless like that. That's what Sosa says in Scarface. And that just shows you the difference between Tony and Sosa. It shows you that Tony's a bad guy, but Sosa's just pure evil. Like, Sosa represents the powerful drug lord very well. Like, you know, the amount of corruption, you know, the generals, the Bolivian generals that he has on his payroll, the politicians. He even has the American government on his payroll. When he had that American guy in the in Sosa's mansion, I bet you that guy was CIA too. That guy was probably a CIA agent, because there's a lot of conspiracies that the CIA was working with the drug cartels in the 80s and the 90s. So that guy was probably a CIA agent that Sosa had in his mansion. But that was that just shows you the amount of power that these drug lords had and how evil and ruthless they are. They don't care how many people's lives they destroy. They don't care who they kill, as long as they're making millions of dollars selling their poison on the streets. They don't care. And so that was about it. Is like when Frank warns Tony about Sosa and tells him that Sosa's a snake. Like, Frank was 100% right on that. I ever see Boys in the Hood? Oh yeah, I saw that movie. That was a really good movie. That was another movie that had like that whole like crime doesn't pay theme to it. Also, it had like a really good theme to it. Also, it was it had that whole that exact same message in it. It was Hey Patrick, happy Friday. Been missing this game. I was wrong when I said Mafia 2 is free on PS Plus this month. It was actually Hitman 2. Would you still say it's worth downloading? Oh yeah. Yeah, Hitman 2 is. I don't know who that is. Bloody, thank you for the super chat. Favorite gun in Red Dead Online? Probably the bolt-action rifle. Saucer, how much time until the free roam event? Will you play Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut? I already did. I beat Iki Island. Check out my playlist of it. I have it in a playlist. I did it like 2 weeks ago. I'm still gonna do another Ghost of Tsushima video on the Iki Island random stranger missions. Those the tales they're called. I'll still do those. Oh right, and my okay, here. Bounty hunter's up here. 10 minutes. Okay, we can do another bounty mission. Yeah, I thought that the ending to Scarface was just so satisfying when you get payback on Sosa. I hate these missions where we have to try to find the target. Oh, we already found him. Okay, good work. Yes, I saw Destroy All Humans 2 is getting a remake. I can't wait for that. In Destroy All Humans 1, the main enemies were the US government in the 1950s, and then Destroy All Humans 2 in the 1960s, the main enemies are the Soviet Union. So I can't wait for that. But that game, Destroy All Humans 2, that was like so funny, that game. Like all the Cold War jokes in Destroy All Humans 2, it was hilarious. Like there was just so many Cold War jokes in that game. Oh, Destroy All Humans 2, originally I think it was 2006 when it released. Shit for brains. Wait until 2 minutes to deliver the target. Thank you, Anthony, for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, man.
Piece of shit.
Have you seen the trailer for The Many Saints of Newark? Looks incredible, especially with James Gandolfini's son playing young Tony. Also, as much as I love Scarface, my favorite gangster movie is Goodfellas. Well, thank you, Eric. I'm planning on seeing that movie October 1st. I think it's coming out, right? I'm gonna see The Many Saints of Newark. Yeah, I'm just a little tired, and sorry about my yawning. I'm gonna still do Vice City, because I did Vice City almost 3 years ago, and I'm gonna do Vice City with the Tommy Vercetti outfit.
What the hell?
What's your favorite radio station in each GTA game? GTA 3, probably Flashback FM, Vice City, V-Rock, San Andreas, Radio X, Liberty City Stories, Head Radio, Vice City Stories, V-Rock, GTA 4, Vladivostok FM, GTA 5, probably Radio Mirror Park. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dumb son of a bitch.
I thought you didn't like Red Dead. What makes you think I don't like Red Dead? Thank you, Richard, for subscribing. I don't believe those rumors. I don't think those rumors are true.
You gotta be kidding me. Again?
How long until that, I'm sorry to ask again, Saucer, how long until the free mode event? Yeah, the Sopranos video game, the fighting in the game is kind of cheesy, but it's still a good game. The voice acting is good, and the story is generally good. And there's also dialogue choices in the game, which is nice. My first stream watching you was Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh. Thank you there, Stealth. Thanks, man. They're hiring who, Morning? Well, I can't really say which case is my favorite one because I haven't completed all the cases in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles yet. But I'd say my favorite case is probably the McGilded case so far.
They'll pay their debt. Well, that's what they're worth, and not a penny more. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch the Sopranos movie. Discovered you a few weeks back, and easily one of my favorite YouTubers. Keep grinding, man. Thank you, Cameron. How did you come across my channel, if you mind me asking? Thank you, man. Hello from the Heartland. Well, hello, Colton. How have you been streaming so far? About an hour and 44 minutes. Do you have any plans for when you hit 1 million subscribers? I'll think of something to do. So you play Call of Duty Modern Warfare mostly. Hello, Codename. Oh, there it is. Okay, Fool's Gold. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna give everyone an extra minute here to get ready, because I'm gonna start Fool's Gold in a moment. So if you gotta get any ammunition or something, get it now. Okay, I'm just gonna grab some express here, ammo, and...
Welcome back. You must have been traveling for a while. Let me know if I can help you choosing something. Let me know what you are looking for. Please, keep looking.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start this up now.
Thanks for coming in.
Have I made a video about Donald Love? No, I haven't. I want to make a lore video on him, but I'm going to be waiting until the GTA 3 10-year anniversary, which is next month. Yes, I played the Vanguard beta. I think I like it. You know, I don't really have a problem with that many things. I just hope there's like ground war maps, but it's I'm more excited for the campaign. That's what I'm getting it. I'm getting it for. Yes, I'm reading the chat. Here we go, get ready everyone. Oh wow, it's right next to us too. I hate when that happens in Fool's Gold, when you're about to kill somebody and then they take your kill at the last moment. What the? Carcano rifle? What the? I had full armor on. Okay, okay. I don't understand how that happened like that. I guess he must have been using the cards. But damn, the Carcano does that much damage on just the... Oh, come on. Lancaster, ah. Well, good shot there, Ninja. Damn, I can't even get a kill. Everyone's dying so quickly. Okay, well, I got someone there, though. Good work, Brandon. I don't know if that's ever really explained, Chorus. No, I do like this shotgun. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, best to stay together. Probably use the church over here as cover. Started playing Red Dead Online recently, and your Ultimate Beginner's Guide has been a massive help. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Pod. Thank you, man, for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Oh no, armor's been dropped. Don't let them grab it. Somebody get over here and grab it quickly. Great. Probably a Carcano that I'm being shot at with right now. Yep, that's gotta be a Carcano. Damn, come on. Ah, man. You know, this is sometimes what I don't like about Red Dead Online is that, like, sometimes in Red Dead Online, the bushes are like they're made out of concrete or something. Like, I was shooting him with a bolt-action rifle, and, like, the bushes would just block a lot of the shots. It's like, that's just so ridiculous. Yep, and they have unlimited health for just a few minutes, when they, or like a minute. There. Take his armor quickly. I don't think he realized that dodging made it easier for me to kill him, because I would just wait until he has to get up. Oh, there was a super chat? I'm sorry. No, I saw it from Pod. I saw that one. Oh, and Tricky. What's the most annoying mission in each GTA game? In each GTA game? Okay, GTA 3, Sam. GTA Vice City, Copland. GTA San Andreas, Supply Lines. GTA, Liberty City Stories, I don't remember the name of the mission, but I remember it's that mission in Liberty City Stories in which you, you hack, Johnny Sindaco's car and are driving his car into all of the Forelli gangsters. That's the one. And then in Vice City Stories, it will be tune on, tune in, bug out. In GTA 4, I don't know. I don't think there was really any bad missions in GTA 4. I can't think of one bad mission in GTA 4. I think all the missions in GTA 4 were great. Is there really a bad mission in GTA 4? I don't think so. Not that I can think of one at the top of my head. Yeah, there isn't really any bad missions I can think of in GTA 4. And then in GTA 5, the worst mission in GTA 5. What would be the worst mission in GTA 5? Probably the yoga mission. Yeah, the yoga mission. Did someone say yoga? I think that's what it's called. I think that's the worst mission in GTA 5. Which GTA did you hate the cops the most? And you mean which GTA had the most annoying police? GTA 3. GTA 3 had the most aggressive and hardest, like, enemies to fight. I actually didn't mind the dock mission in GTA 5 because you were actually like trying to gather information about the docks and stuff like that. I didn't like the yoga mission because the yoga mission was like so pointless and so stupid. It was like you drove Jimmy to like, you know, the burger restaurant so that he could get drugs, and then he drugs you, and you also got into a fight with your wife's like yoga instructor. I didn't like that one. What GTA is the best radio? I think the Vice City games. Vice City Stories and Vice City V-Rock. Yeah, the cops in the old GTA games, instead of trying to arrest you, they just basically think about driving into you constantly until you blow up. That's what the cops were like in the old GTA games. What do we got over here, huh? Ah, wait, what? Oh, no, no, no. Damn it, go away. Damn, Ah. Oh my god. If you think that the cougars in this game are annoying, Look at Red Dead Redemption 1. They were the worst in Red Dead Redemption 1. In Red Dead 1, they would kill you in one hit. They just hit you once and you're dead. Tall Trees was crawling with them in Red Dead Redemption 1. Oh, great. Okay, that's it. You know what? Okay. Did everyone get a sample? Okay, I'm assuming they did. Harriet will remember that, huh? Okay, where's the, Okay, here it is.
We're in business. Well, don't mind me. Supplies are looking healthy.
Okay, why can't I donate the, Should be able to donate this, Come on, what are you doing now, horse there?
Supplies are good.
What, I still can't donate it? Seriously? Did they change something? Joe is gonna be in Destroy All Humans 2 remake? Are you talking about Joe from Mafia 2? What, you can't donate sedated animals anymore? Seriously? Or, I mean, animals that you killed already sedated? They changed it with the update? They did? When did they change that? I didn't even realize that. So these... Oh, that's so stupid. I would always get a sample and then I would donate it. I didn't even realize they changed that. That's so stupid.
Apparently, some of our competitors never made it back home from market, and folks are fearing the worst.
This is with the blood money update?
Try and track 'em
I didn't
down
even
and see
realize.
what's left of their supplies. As the saying goes, all's fair in love, war, and the trading of pristine animal parts.
Yes, Rockstar, whenever they update something, they make it worse on this game. The stupidest deaths I've had playing games? Well, I've had a lot of fails on the GTA games. I had one where I crashed off of a cliff in San Andreas and got arrested by a cop right after I fell off the cliff. That was probably the stupidest fail I've had in San Andreas. take these back to the camp here. They should also get like 2,000 XP. It's like 500 XP per each bag that you bring back to camp. Lord of the Rings, I've never really watched the Lord of the Rings movie, so I can't comment. Do you like any fast food restaurants? I mean, I'll eat all types of fast food. I try not to a lot, but I'll eat generally, you know, any kind of fast food. Okay, we got the bag. Okay. Do I like Red Dead Online or GTA Online better? Well, I mean, Red Dead Online is much less toxic than GTA Online. But I mean, I don't think you can really compare them. But which game do I enjoy playing right now more? Red Dead Online. I played Driver 2 on PS1. I could probably help you on the next stream, GFP. I'm going off soon here. Yeah, sometimes I've watched speedrunners on GTA, but I guess we'll probably be wrapping up the stream here, guys. Been streaming for about 2 hours. I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna get something to eat. If you guys enjoyed the stream, though, do drop a like if you guys enjoyed the stream. If you guys could help me get up to 500 likes, it would help me out greatly. I'll still stick around for a few minutes and answer any questions people might have before I go. If you guys want to ask me anything. The scummiest things I've seen movie studios do. I don't know about that. I have seen the music companies do some pretty scummy things, like UMG, when they copyright people. Oh, for 500 XP for the first bag, for every other bag 175 XP. Wow, so that's not even. I see. I could, Carlos. Yes. Thank you, awesomeness. Are you uploading the smuggling missions and Vice City stores? Yes, probably tomorrow. And the what's it called? Smuggling and robbery missions. Yes, I have. And I'll do a playthrough of the Sopranos game one day on the on my channel. Have you ever thought about doing horror games? Well, I played through the Outlast games. More lore video coming soon? Yes, I have more. I don't know. I'm not really that much into Resident Evil. Hello, Pro. How are you? I'm good, Lewis. How are you? No, Cayo Perico doesn't kill businesses. There's just more opportunities to make money now. Cayo Perico is a great DLC. And you can have your businesses producing while you're doing Cayo Perico. Are you gonna make videos for Hitman? Yes, the elusive target that just came out, the Food Critic. I'll try to get to doing that. And I have to do the sniper missions in Hitman also. But I guess I'll be going here, guys. So thank you guys for watching the stream. When is the Ace Attorney video? Maybe tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow early. Okay, I will get the next part up for you guys as soon as I can. We're gonna find out exactly what's going on at that trial with Shamspear, because that's something really suspicious is going on at that trial. I don't like it. I think there's way more that still needs to be figured out there. Why don't you play Dead by Daylight? It's a fun game. I could. I just don't really have that much time to play many games. Thank you, Smooth, for the super chat, though. But I'll be going here, guys. I'm gonna get something to eat. So thank you guys for watching the stream, and I'll try to have another video up for you guys tonight. Maybe the Destroy All Humans 2 reaction. So thank you guys for watching. I'll have the Ace Attorney video up probably early tomorrow if I don't get it up tonight. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys. Take care, everyone.